Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I have now with us Shirley Liu from Oceania Cruises, another wonderful cruise line that we love to book. And I personally love to sail on. It's amazing. So, Shirley, I'm going to hand it over to you, and I will turn off my camera and my volume so I don't disturb you. And nobody has to look at my head floating around the screen while you show your presentation.
Thank you, Donna, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share with everybody the joys of cruising on Oceania Cruises. And of course, moments like these bring us all together in sharing our love for travel and, of course, on Oceania Cruises, good food. First of all, I think it's important to know where Oceania Cruises is positioned in the marketplace because as a traveler, as a consumer, you all have so many amazing choices, especially in the world of travel. Now, Oceania Cruises was conceived over 21 years ago to appeal to the travelers or cruisers like you who love cruising, but may have outgrown the big ship experience. So we were the pioneers in a new category called the ultra premium or upper premium that combines the best of both worlds, combining luxury and outstanding value. Now, this is truly or it presents a wonderful natural transition for those who are ready for the next cruise experience, meaning many of the guests who are looking at Oceania Cruises have, like I mentioned, outgrown the big ship experience. They no longer want to share the vacation with 5,000 people, for example. It's the same clients who no longer want to do the lineups to get on the ship or get off the ship, nor pay for the extra charges when you want to dine at a specialty restaurant. So in short, we are the entry level into the luxury space, ultra premium, and we include a lot of the things that you're currently paying for on those big ships. Now, typically at this stage in the client's life, naturally, our clients are around 55 and up, semi-retired or retired, or many of them have the flexibility of time and they can sail with us longer and absolutely to enjoy all these beautiful destinations that our ships have. Now, these are the same clients, like I mentioned, they don't want the big ships anymore. So to that point, we focus on three key things and we stayed true from day one, offering an exceptional service on board our small to mid-sized ships. Our ships carry no more than 1,250 guests, and because of our size, naturally, we're able to configure some very interesting itineraries that sail all over the world to take you further to some of the little ports that are inaccessible by the big ships, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. And I mentioned that guests come to Oceania Cruises for the gastronomic experience. We were founded by foodies, managed by foodies for foodies. So if you love good food, good wine, you've come to the right place at Oceania Cruises. Now, our smaller ships are as small as 656 guests, and our largest is only 1,250 guests, as mentioned. So no surprise that over the years, we've been recognized and awarded many awards throughout, and we're very proud to be the recipient of many of this wonderful recognition. I mentioned about our ships. Again, the smallest is 656 guests only, called the Regatta class. And then we have the Oceania class, Marina Riviera, carrying only 1,250 guests. This is the biggest we've got. And we've got the next generation of ships, the Allura class. Vista was just launched last year, and her sister, Allura, will begin her inaugural season next year in July of 2025. And these two ships carrying no more than 1,200 guests. Unique to the Allura class, these two ships are all veranda, so there are no inside staterooms or ocean view, but they also represent our next generation of ships. With the increasing environmental consciousness of all the travelers seeking to travel more sustainably, and absolutely at Oceania Cruises, we are committed to protecting the destinations and the communities that we visit for future generations. You're going to find that this new generation of ships, including also our older fleet as well, are constantly being upgraded with a lot of sustainable features in mind. And in our Sail and Sustain commitment, you can check that out on our website under Sail and Sustain. We are striving towards a net zero goal by 2050. So certainly check it out. But again, these ships are just beautiful, including how we manage electricity and all of that in the port side, and among other things as well. So do check it out if you are interested in looking a little deeper into this aspect of our company. Now, because of the growth of smaller ships as well, we recently just put in an order for 2 more new ships and coming out in 27 and 2029. So if you like bright and shiny things, please stay tuned for more announcements for some of the new adventures that we're going to be putting together for all of you. Now, I love this image because it does show you the scale of our ships. What does a 656 guest ship look like next to a 3,600 guest ship, for example? Now, just looking at this already gives you an idea that being nimble, being smaller, again, as mentioned, allow us to really get into the ports that the big ships can't get into. What that means as a traveler is that when you get into a port, you are not sharing that island or that destination with the thousands of guests that are disembarking at the same time from the bigger ships. That totally changes that experience or those dynamics, right? So you also find that because we are able to get our clients into the smaller ports, it does allow us to configure truly interesting ports every time we have a new collection. I get really excited when we are launching a new destination or collection, which I will share with you in a moment as well. Now, I mentioned being able to offer very interesting itineraries. At Oceania Cruises, we offer itineraries ranging from 7 days all the way to 180 days around the world. And the ships are always moving. And that means we're able to continue further and further, and you can continue to sail with us for as long as you want, up to 180 days. The other interesting thing is that at Oceania Cruises, because the ships are always moving and because our guests are always challenging us to try and explore new places, there is no guarantee that we will repeat the same itinerary the following year. So if you see something that you like, absolutely jump on that because it may not come back again. Now, we do have a long season in the summer. All the ships follow the sun. So in the summertime, all the ships are deployed in Europe, Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, what have you, except for the 2 ships, Riviera and Regatta. They will spend their summers in Alaska. Now, if you've been to Alaska, Alaska is a very different Alaska viewed from a smaller ship perspective. Now, you're also going to notice on our itineraries, we combine key ports, the marquee ports, and we pepper them with small boutique ports of call. As mentioned, these are the little ports that the big ships can't get into, fishing villages and little ports, coastal ports, what have you, that go about their day. This is wonderful to be able to explore those beautiful places that you've come so far to see. Just to give you an example, I love this one. Bilbao to Barcelona, 11 days on a beautiful new ship Vista. This is the fall of 25. This is a very typical itinerary on Oceania Cruises where it's fairly port intensive, but we do pepper them with overnights, and we don't we do have away as well. This is another one. Lisbon to London, 10 days, spring of 26 on our little ship Insignia. You're going to notice many of these little ports are done by the smaller ships for obvious reasons. I love this one because it does have 2 days in Bordeaux, which, as you know, is wine country. And we also call upon Honfleur, which is a gateway to Paris if you want to have a quick jaunt. We do have late sail away, so you can do that, because one of the biggest complaints about cruising is that you do not get enough time on land. So here you have it, no rushing. Enjoy yourself, immerse, go deeper, and explore those places that you want to go visit. I love this itinerary too because we do call upon the little port canal or canal city of Bruges. Look at this pretty little charming town. And you're going to see quite a bit of that throughout our collection on all our itineraries. So I do encourage you to have a good look. And here's another one. The smaller ship is all done by the Sirena. This one is Iceland, circumnavigation around Iceland, which is a fabulous destination. You will typically immerse yourself in this beautiful itinerary with an overnight in the Faroe Islands as well. Spectacular. And this is in the middle of July. I hope you'll be able to take a look at this and maybe sail with us on this beautiful itinerary. Now, we also have our winter 25-26 collection. As I mentioned, we do spend more time on land, recognizing our guests are explorers and they don't want to be rushed. So just to give you an example, on one of our Asia and Africa itinerary, this is a 12-day cruise on the Riviera, 1,250 guests, compared to another line, longer cruise, 14 days. We spend 132 hours on land versus only 51 hours on a longer cruise. Now you're going to ask me, Shirley, how is that even possible? What we did was we factored in the amount of times you need to tender to get on the, you line up, you get your ticket, you get on the tender, you take a tender to the destination, you line up again, you get back on the tender, you get back on the ship, and this plays out over and over again throughout the itinerary, all precious time that you could be using exploring the destination. Now, on our smaller ships, we do dock most times in port, so all you have to do is get off the ship and start exploring. This is a wonderful feature. I love it, and I know that you will appreciate it too. Just to give you an idea of this 12-day itinerary I was talking about, this is a Japan, so circumnavigation around Japan, 12 days in the spring of 2026. And we know what happens in the spring in Japan. We timed this in time with the legendary Sakura cherry blossoms. This is on a small ship regatta. As you can see, these are some of the visiting some of the small little ports and fishing villages in Japan. And as you know, Japan consists of 7,000 islands. The best way to truly appreciate and explore this region is by sea. So I hope you'll have a chance to block off your calendar and come join us in the spring on board the little regatta. And of course, when you're in Japan, you have to partake in the tea ceremony. It does change the way you appreciate tea when you come back home. Now on board, all our ships are designed to, intentionally designed to feel residential, warm and welcoming. So if you think about Oceania Cruises as your hotelier at sea, and think about Oceania Cruises as your residence at sea, your sanctuary, no matter how far or where you travel around the world, this is your home away from home. So no surprise, all the ships are truly well adapted for longer voyages. If you look at the welcoming staterooms, this is the Oceania suite on board the Vista, and the layout of the penthouse suite as well, very spacious. And this is a typical veranda on our O-class ships as well, 272 square feet, including the veranda, warm, welcoming, really well appointed. And depending on some of the categories, this is if you do choose the concierge veranda categories, you do get some exclusive privileges, including access to a private lounge, a free laundry up to 3 bags, 20 pieces each. And this is beautiful and perfect for those who want to have a longer voyages. And because how do you pack for a 20-day cruise, right? So let us do the laundry for you, including other things as well. So sometimes we have guests asking me, Shirley, why am I paying a little more, $10 to $20 a day for the concierge category? And this is why. Again, everyone's different, but I can assure you that you're going to love the extra perks of being a concierge category guest or a suite guest as well. And this is a typical veranda on the Allura class, or Vista and Allura, a little more spacious, even though there's fewer people. So again, all that real estate was designed for your comfort and enjoyment when you're sailing with us, whether you're sailing with us for 7 days, 50 days, or again, 180 days. And because the regatta class is a little more compact, I wanted you to have a look at what a typical veranda would look like as well. Now, please pick up a brochure and view all the deck plans on all the beautiful restaurants if you're interested in seeing more. But I truly can't wait to show you some of the places that you can go to as well. And unique to our class, we have 14 staterooms designed for the solo stateroom that are priced especially for the solo traveler. So call and contact your Expedia Cruises consultant to ask about those if you travel solo. So you know that no matter what itinerary on those smaller ships, you have a stateroom with a special price for solo staterooms. Of course, again, if you can't decide, why not do them all on the 2026 around the world on board our new ship on board the Vista, Miami to Miami. You get to visit some incredible places. I mean, there are 195 countries in the world. It is impossible to do them all, but on this epic journey, you're going to do quite a bit. With a lot of interesting inclusions. Again, when your ship is your home, this is wonderful because you can get home anytime. And for those of you who cannot be away from the grandkids for too long, you can absolutely look at our shorter voyages called the Grand Voyages, ranging again from 20 days, 25 days. In this case, this one is an 82 days on board the Riviera, covering Asia, Bali, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, and also the South Pacific as well. Again, wonderful for those of you who just want to focus on a specific region. Now, the advantage of this kind of grand voyages is that you get to combine multiple destinations, multiple things on your bucket list into one voyage, and you just have to get on a plane twice. Imagine all the savings on those airline tickets you're going to be doing over and over again. So again, if you have the time and if you want to do this, this is a great way to explore this region in one shot. And of course, like I said, it depends. If you've already explored the Asia region and you want to try something different, we have different variations as well. In this case, a beautiful Lisbon to Bangkok that covers the west coast of Africa, Seychelles, Madagascar, and so forth. So again, talk to your Expedia Cruises consultant and they would love to tell you more about this and or maybe even give you more information on what that entails. And on board, because it's smaller, oftentimes I do get asked, Shirley, if the ships are smaller, what can we do on board? So I'm happy to say that all the things that you enjoy on the larger ships, you're able to enjoy on Oceania Cruises, except that we brought it down to a more intimate level. So instead of a Vegas style casino, you're going to get more of a Monte Carlo style. We have nightly shows every night. We have your fitness class as well in the fitness center. We have the pool area, of course. And what you see here is the Aquama Spa Terrace. This area is accessible to the concierge class or the penthouse or the suite guests, as I mentioned earlier. And of course, the pool area, you'll never ever have to put your towel down at 7 o'clock in the morning to put your towel down. There is enough space for everybody. And one of our guests mentioned to me one time, she said, Shirley, it is wonderful to be able to enjoy the pool without the boom, boom, boom the day. So again, when you come on Oceania Cruises, is a completely different kind of experience where that time on board is for you to relax and explore when you want to. On board, we not only enrich our guest experience by offering truly interesting itineraries, but we also enrich your minds. On every voyage, we have an enrichment speaker, subject matter of their expert matter that they're typically from that region to share the stories and history of the places, of the destinations of the region that you're going to be visiting. So it does add an extra dimension to the places you're visiting before you even set foot on those destinations. I love it. I was in the Amazon early in March, and I have to tell you, by attending some of these lectures, I learned so much, and it certainly brought a lot of the things I was seeing to life. So I hope you'll be able to join us on board and attend some of these complimentary classes as well. And for those of you who've always wanted to explore your artistic side, you'll be happy to know that on our Oceania class and the Allura class, we have an artist loft where you can try your hand at watercolor painting, even if you have never picked up a paintbrush. Now, this is a very progressive class. We always have an artist in residence, and sometimes they might even offer an iPhone photographer class, what have you. So come and join us. It's all complimentary, but do make sure that you sign up early on on the voyage. And on board the O class and the A class, we're very proud of the fact that we also have the world's first culinary center, which is hands-on. 24 guests only, 12 cooking stations where you strap on an apron, you put on a chef hat, and you truly recreate some of those beautiful signature dishes from our restaurants or the regional dishes that you find around the world. Because we truly believe that to be able to appreciate food, you have to touch it, you have to play with it, and absolutely create with it. I will recommend that if you're going to join this class, please come hungry, because you're going to eat what you make. And if it doesn't turn out or the results are not good, you're going to have to eat it too. But I can assure you that our sous chef make a careful attention to make sure all the ingredients are there. And when you put it together with the expert instruction of our chefs, everything turns out superb every time, right? And the best part, and I come to take it from me, for somebody who chefs out and love cooking at home, the best part of this is that there's no cleaning up afterwards. So it's fantastic. I hope you'll be able to join us on the Marina, Riviera, Vista, or Allura. Now, on board, now that you've seen the ships, certainly as beautiful as the ships are, as elegant as they are, as timeless as they are, as elegant as they are, the heart and soul in every beautiful home is truly the people inside it. On board, our warm and caring staff is the one reason why many of our guests come back over and over again. To give a perspective of the ratio of service, on the Marina and Riviera, we have 1,250 guests, as you know. And out of the 1,250 guests, we have 800 crew members looking after you. And out of the 800 crew members, 400 of them, 50% of those crew members are dedicated to the culinary experience. So that absolutely changes the dynamics. We have more people looking after fewer guests, and we are able to pay attention to the details that the larger ships may not have, right? So if you are looking for that next level of cruising, Oceania Cruises does present a wonderful opportunity to be able to experience a residence away from home and caring staff members to look after you no matter how many voyages that you're going to be sailing with us. Now, I mentioned earlier that we are very proud of our culinary tradition. To that point, we love the fact that we're able to offer you multiple dining choices, all with open seating. So you decide when you're hungry, there's no early sitting or late sitting. All we ask is that you make dinner reservations. And the best part, there are no supplementary costs to dine at our specialty restaurants if you want to go out for a romantic dinner one night on the voyages or couple nights, right? So lots of choices. One of the things our guests love about the Oceania Cruises dining options is that no matter which ship, no matter which destination, you're going to get a consistently wonderful quality and experience on across the fleet, no matter where you're around the world. And the other thing our Canadian friends tell us is the fact that we have and love is that we have no formal nights on board. Country club casual is as dressy as you get. And some of our guests don't even go to the specialty restaurants because they've enjoyed it over maybe a course of many times over a long voyage, for example. They all tell me they love the Terrace Cafe, which is the one that you see at the bottom right. This is an open air al fresco restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a buffet restaurant service, but we do buffets very differently, where on Oceania Cruises, it is a touchless service. All you have to do is just point to the dish that you want, and our staff member will serve you and maybe even bring it to your table. So to taste some of those amazing cuisine around the world that changes and a lot of gastronomic delights along the way. Now, on the Vista and across the fleet, we also have the grand dining room where we don't need any reservations. All you have to do is walk in. We'll seat you table of 2, table of 4, table of 6. The challenge is table of 10 when everyone's made new friends. But just walk in, you can enjoy multiple choices. The menu changes every night. In fact, at times, we will also pull the signature dishes from the different specialty restaurants as well. So you get the best of both worlds if you don't want to make those dinner reservations and you want an open option. And just to give you a contrast of what the grand dining room looks like on our classic R-class ships as well. This is another one. I love it. It's very elegant. It's relaxed and lots of goodies and delightful cuisine that awaits you when you sail on board. Now, we're also recognizing that many of our guests are traveling, they're healthy, they are living longer, they're active, and they know and they're conscious of their diet, and they recognize that what they eat impact their health and their well-being. So to that point, you could also say that Oceania Cruises is a wellness company where we pay close attention to the quality and the selection on board. We've incorporated many, many plant-based cuisine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're going to find lots of healthy, delicious options on board, including for guests who have dietary sensitivities. This is the right cruise line to work with, and let us know so we're able to make sure that all those things that are included when you are sailing with us. To that point, it's been so popular that we've incorporated a new restaurant concept called the Aquamar Terrace Cafe from the new ships Vista and Allura onto the Marina and Riviera, because our guests just love this restaurant concept for amazing options for lunch and dinner. So I hope you'll be able to come on board and have a balance, so you could essentially, indulge and also eat at the same time, right? So because one of the biggest complaints about cruising is that you don't get to fit in your pants at the end of the cruise. So you don't have to worry about that on Oceania Cruises. Now, on board, unique to the Vista and Allura, we also have a bakery. I love bakeries. I just cannot resist the smell of bread. So when you come on board Vista or Allura, pastries are made freshly every day, and you can accompany that with your cappuccino or your latte. That's complimentary as well from our baristas. Now, one of the things that you're going to love about Oceania Cruises truly is the value that I mentioned. And what differentiates us as an ultra premium cruise line or company from the premium or the larger ships is that we include all the things that we know you're going to need on your vacation. Aside from the fact that we do have, as I mentioned, the smaller ships, the more refined dining experiences at sea, and certainly being small, offering you truly remarkable, interesting itineraries and ports of call around the world. We include all, as I mentioned, all these things that we talked about, the specialty restaurants, your in-suite or in-room dining. Wi-Fi is included for 2 devices in a room. You never ever have to pay for that. It's always included. Anything that's non-alcoholic, your cafes, your cappuccinos, your soft drinks, your teas are all included wherever they're served. It's always free, including sparkling or still zero water as well. Now, there are no plastic bottles on board Oceania cruises, but what you will get are fresh to bottle in your rooms every day. And we also have bottles as well for our guests complimentary. And we have water fountains or filling stations across the ship because we want you to stay hydrated when you're going ashore, or complimentary. You never ever have to pay for that, and you can keep those bottles if you want. That's included. Anything, like I said, smoothies, juices, milkshakes are all for your enjoyment. Even the fitness classes, which I understand on some of the larger ships, they're charging $8 to $11 US to join a Pilates or a yoga class. All you have to do is register on Oceania Cruises. It is complimentary for you as a guest. And as mentioned, we also have free laundry service, not only for the concierge class, but for those of you who don't want the not on the concierge category. We have laundrettes on many decks on the ship where you can help yourself and do your own laundry. Guess what everyone's doing at the days at sea? But it is in complimentary. Dispensers and soaps are all in the room. And best of all, on every Oceania cruise or voyage, your gratuities are also included. So you never ever have to worry about that at the end of your cruise. So again, all the things that you're paying right now on the premium cruises, we include. And this is your core inclusion. It doesn't change. You never ever have to wait for a special deal or special offer. Speaking of a special, of course, I mentioned you've got plenty of choices on Oceania Cruises at the specialty restaurants. I do before your departure, so you know where you're going to be seated. And certainly many of our guests tell me, Shirley, what if I want to eat at Toscana again? You can absolutely do that when you're on board. Again, we have a lot more flexibility with our maitre d' or the executive concierge. And please enjoy the barista. All of these are in complimentary as mentioned. Now, in celebration of the World Explorer Month with our Expedia Cruises partner, we have a special offer for you. In addition to the inclusions that I talked about, we have a bonus offer where you can enjoy an additional $250 US shipboard credit per stateroom on veranda stateroom categories and up on any bookings on any published voyages made between 8 and the 31st of October. I hope that you will be able to take advantage of this. This shipboard credit can be used towards shore excursions. It can be used towards your spa, or you can blow it all on one beautiful bottle of wine, if you will, but it's yours for you to use even at the boutique. So on that note, I wish you wonderful planning. I hope you were inspired by some of the itineraries that we looked at, and I hope to be able to welcome you on board our little ships on Oceania Cruises soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shirley. I have to tell you, every time I'm on Oceania, and I meet the most interesting people in the laundry. It's always a little party in there. Sometimes I think I don't even have to do laundry. I just might go have a coffee in there. You meet such wonderful people. So when you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to send my laundry, but you know what? Geez, that's like a little party here that nobody talks about.
Yeah,
I've met
and
amazing
who
people.
knew, right, Donna? Who knew that the laundry room it's a very popular meeting place,
It is. It is.
right?
And everybody seems to know everybody after the end of the cruise. So I always chuckle. I'm like, my husband and I kind of argue, I'll go do laundry. No, I'm doing laundry. So it's too funny. But thank you so much. I am now, of course, starving after looking at all that amazing food. And I know that it's the best. So thank you so much, Shirley. We really appreciate it. And our consultants will be around if you have more questions. And so please stick around and talk to our consultants. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna, for looking after our mutual guests and for our future guests after this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.